RuPaul snatches the wig off a witch will not be seen, so that we may present the following special program. Tonight, arch enemy Boozy Geezer appears, and the boys learn to cook from a shady chef. Now, please welcome the Alphabet Twins, P and U.
Hello, film friends. It's your buddies, the stars of stage and screen, me, Rex Underwood Jr. Oh, I love being Rex Underwood Jr. I'm so great. And my co-star here from the movies and the show, Spanky the Gorilla. Isn't he fantastic? Isn't he marvelous? Well, he's Spanky the Gorilla. We've got a double feature today. We're going to show two movies for your enjoyment. Two for the price of one. The first one is a classic film. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's one of the great legendary films from 1896. And it's called The Kiss. And then we'll get to our other features. So, enjoy. Your wife is the funny. Oh. It's over already? It's over already. Why would they make a 5-second movie?
The movie studios turned out films like these by the hundreds.
All right, our second and main feature is something called Track of the Moon Beast. It's about this guy who can't keep his shirt on, and he gets hit in the head with, well, like someone we know. He gets hit in the head with a meteorite, and it makes him all crazy, and then he turns into this guy in a lizard suit. Yeah. Oh, and he's got a really hot girlfriend that he tries to impress. After 13 seconds of meeting him, she's in love with him. So get ready now for Track of the Moon Beast.
And this special report from KOB Television. The National Aeronautics and Space Agency quotes officials as saying,
"I'm just scared to death."
that the asteroid now entering our portion of the solar system poses no threat to Earth. Meanwhile, NASA's viewpoint is substantiated by observatories as far away as Siberia and Peking. The asteroid is on a collision course with the moon. After the impact, astronomers will no doubt have to add a new crater to their maps of our already pockmarked moon. In any event, we will interrupt our regular programs to keep you informed of the now certain collision in outer space and to bring you any further bulletins from leading observatories or from NASA.
Jimmy's ears were now wide open to the sounds around him.
Hi, Paul. Hi. Johnny Longhbow. Johnny, what? Sorry for rushing the Halloween season. It was too good to resist. What? You can come out now. Show's over.
Count Dracula at your service.
And better known on campus as Bud Peeler. These, I'm afraid, are two of my students at the university. Unfortunately, I'm saddled with them for my summer field course. Just as you were saddled with me. Not quite. You decided to switch from anthropology to mineralogy at the graduate level.
That's about the way they do feel.
Was it you that made that god-awful sound?
That was me, I'm afraid.
He also does bird calls, but don't get him started.
Janet, like I keep telling you, an anthropology major these days should have more than one talent.
I just don't know what to do. He's getting out of hand now.
I'm Kathy Nolan.
Paul Carlson. Don't tell me you're a student. Miss Nolan's doing a picture story on the religious customs of the tribes around here, especially my own people. That's why Bud happened to have a ceremonial mask.
Really my idea. I borrowed the mask from the collection at the reservation to do some mood shots on location out here. But when we were heading back and I saw you, and Professor Salinas explained you were a friend, well, I'm afraid the bright idea of using it for a practical joke and getting some shots of your reaction was my idea.
Thanks, I'm glad to know.
You beast.
I'm afraid we got more reaction than I bargained for. I won't use the shot. That's a promise. Am I forgiven?
Of course, Miss Nolan.
Coffee's my friend. We're all friends.
We are, Kathy.
We were just on our way to Professor Salinas' place at the reservation. He's promised us an authentic Indian supper. Won't you join us?
I'd like to, if it's all right with Johnny Longhbow. It's all right with me, no problem at all. Just follow my car.
Why do you call him Johnny Longhbow?
Well, it's his Indian name, his tribal one. It translates warrior's bow that reaches long to its mark. Actually, he handles a bow like one of his ancestors.
There's additional word from NASA this evening concerning the asteroid that collided with the moon 2 days ago. Radio telemetry from the seismometers planted on the moon's surface in previous Apollo missions have recorded the shock of the impact as beyond the end of the Richter scale. On Earth, this would be a disturbance that would rival the explosion in the 19th century of the volcanic island of Krakatoa.
Did you hear anything? I thought it did.
The impact on the moon has sent off a shower of fragments mixed with pieces of the asteroid. Some of these small fragments will enter Earth's atmosphere tonight, but they will undoubtedly explode into nothing more than a harmless shower of tiny meteorites, according to NASA officials.
There's nothing like a shower in the morning to make you really feel ready to enjoy the day.
The greatest concentration of this meteor shower will be over the southwest region of the United States. This meteor shower will be, however, quite harmless, according to the statement from NASA, and likely to provide nothing more than a spectacular sight in the skies. And that's the story of the awesome collision on the moon today. This is Gary Kanan from our news center in Albuquerque. I didn't schedule a meteor shower as part of the evening entertainment at the reservation. But it should be quite a sight.
This is a great meal, Professor.
That's a great stew. What's in it?
Oh, a lot of things. Chicken, corn, green peppers, chili, onions. Well, it's an old recipe around here.
Oh, boy, ham!
Well, if nobody minds, I think I'll have some more. All for the cause of research, naturally.
I'm glad that's what you call it.
You know, I'd like to get some night shots of this area.
Well, if you don't mind me tagging along, I know a few great spots. But they're pretty far away.
What's that?
That is a lizard.
Oh, sorry. Things like that scare me.
You get used to lizards here. They're quite common. That's why tribes in this area have so many legends about lizards.
Like, what, for instance?
Our research people are hard at work.
Such as the story of Lizard and Coyote, for instance. In the days before there were men on Earth.
Sounds like it's going to be the Navajo version of Genesis.
Well, one day, before man walked on Earth, Lizard and Coyote were having an argument about what shape man would take. Lizard won the argument. They finally agreed that man's hands would be shaped like lizards. 4 fingers and a thumb.
Hey, that's right.
Was that the end of the story?
Not quite.
I'm getting fed up with you and your insidious talk.
Coyote drove a hard bargain. He agreed that man's hands would be shaped like lizards rather than his paws. But only if man would be mortal.
You see quite a distance up here. Although we've got a lot more air pollution than we used to. That's Albuquerque over there. And that road leads to Santa Fe, northeast. And the river's over there.
Paul, where are we exactly?
What place is this?
We're on the top of Sandia Crest. It's 10,678 feet up or down. It's one of my favorite places on Earth. It's always so peaceful. So quiet.
Paul, what's wrong? What is it?
Now, that's all right. Don't you worry.
What happened?
Meteorite. A lunar meteorite.
A meteorite?
We heard about it earlier on TV.
Yes, but here?
Well, we're right in the area where they're due to fall. I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. What's the matter?
You've got a scratch or something on your forehead.
Isn't that natural under the circumstances?
I don't feel anything.
Oh, no, don't touch it. Let me do that.
I must have bumped it when we hit the dirt.
Let me clean it up anyway. See, you were bleeding.
That's nothing. Hey, Kathy. Look at that. That'll make a great souvenir. My own personal moon rock.
Moon rock? Oh, wow. Moon rock? Oh, wow. Moon rock? Oh, wow.
Did I say something wrong?
No, but you just reminded me. I'm supposed to go into town tomorrow. There's a NASA exhibit at the university, and I'm supposed to cover it.
That's a great idea. We'll go to the exhibit, then we'll have some supper, then we'll go out afterwards. Just in case the moon rock hasn't cooled off.
Have you got a first aid kit in that bag?
A few things. Why?
I'm still worried about that cut on your head. It could get infected.
Look, I don't live far from here. And I've got all kinds of antiseptic in my medicine cabinet at my place.
She won't want to do that, Doctor.
Fine. Your place, then.
hung up my hat right here, and here it stays till they knock it off with a bayonet.
I gather nobody's home.
My mother's in Europe. Travels a lot.
Moon beast stew. Doesn't that taste good, friends? Wouldn't you love to have some? I'd love to have some moon beast stew right now. And here to cook up that concoction you just heard about is noted sous chef Toppie Smellie. Come on in. How's our buddy Sue? Nice to see you, Sue.
Not Sue. Toppie Smellie.
Toppie Smellie Sue.
Toppie Smellie.
Toppie Smellie. Toppie Sue.
Toppie Smellie.
Sous chef.
Sous chef Toppie Smellie.
Toppie Sue.
Toppie Smellie.
Toppie Smellie.
Yes.
You're going to make up the very recipe we heard about in this movie, right?
That is exactly correct today.
I cannot wait. Well, show us what we need to know, because this sounds so fantastic.
Well, it's good, it's wonderful, and it just has a few ingredients.
Okay.
So we've got our pot where we're going to put together our stew.
Right.
Okay, because you always put stew in a pot.
Is it a stew pot?
It is a stew pot.
It's a stew pot.
Excellent. Okay, got our vegetables.
Yeah, got to have a green pepper.
Good green pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Also onion.
Oh, an onion. That's fragrant.
Exactly. A little spice.
Ooh,
some pepper.
A hot red pepper. A
nice
chili.
hot red
A chili pepper.
Chili pepper. Yes.
Corn.
Corn. Some more corn.
Some more corn.
Okay.
Aren't you going to chop this stuff up?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what about the chicken?
Oh, well, of course.
Oh, you got the chicken right here.
Yes, we do. We put in as much chicken as we need, if it's a full bird or part of a bird. Drumsticks always be
that chicken's already fried.
Yes.
Shouldn't you put in raw chicken?
Who's going to eat raw chicken or cook raw chicken?
Well, make up your mind, which is it? It doesn't matter. Keep going.
Okay. Well, I think we've got enough for here. This is enough for the three of us.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. There we go. And put in the oven?
Yes. We'll put in the oven for
how long?
3 hours.
3 hours. Okay. Well, you go right ahead and do that.
All right.
And while you put that over in the oven, he left without it.
Well, that's because I needed to
Oh,
open
you had
the
to come back to open the oven. I see. Okay. This is going flawlessly, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The oven is set.
So you got it on, and now bring out the finished product so we can see what it actually tastes like.
What do you mean?
You prepared the finished product earlier so that we can, on camera during the show, try it.
No, I did not.
No, you did not.
No, I did not. We said we were going to prepare it. We're preparing it.
So,
this is not fast cooking. This is real cooking.
How long is it going to take?
3 hours.
So we got to wait 3 hours.
Exactly.
Well, kiss. Not the cook. And check some email, I guess. You want to go get a drink? That's perfectly fine. How much longer?
I would say 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds.
You go back and watch the movie. We'll check in later.
Everything seems all right.
I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. Hey, his name is Ty.
Ty.
Short for Tyrannosaurus.
Sounds like something in a museum.
Ty looks a lot like a dinosaur.
Thank you for introducing me to your friend.
Well, I hope he didn't frighten you.
It's getting awfully warm in here.
Excuse me, I want to get a closer look at this moon rock.
Paul! Paul,
we will be forced to evict all disturbance makers.
I guess I blacked out. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just need some fresh air.
Love, rock and roll, love, rock and roll, real cream love, I got the real cream love, I got the rock and roll and the love.
You'd do a lot better off if we take you home. Right now.
Johnny's right, Paul. You're going home.
I got the rock and roll and the love. I got the love.
I'm just not sure. Leaving him alone.
It's the best way. Paul's still learning a lot of things.
Such as?
Such as?
Everyone who works with patients wears clean clothing.
Even so.
Tell you what. If Paul calls me during the night, I'll call you and come pick you up. How's that?
I'll buy that.
That concludes the national news. Now turning to the news of the local Albuquerque area. 25 people were stranded this afternoon for over 4 hours on the Sandia cable lift.
What is there about this woman that turns everyone's head?
Oh, go to hell, Sid. I told you what was going to happen when you came home again from that bowling alley drunk. And you can just sleep it off out there. Go to hell.
Who's there?
Mac? What happened here?
A killing. A messy one. The medical examiner's report being phoned in?
Yes, sir.
Which one is him? The woman had a weak heart, and what she saw when she opened the door apparently finished her. There's no report of any violence on her.
Thank you. May we see them?
Take a look at the man. What kind of thing would cut up someone like that?
Turns whole onions into zesty, thin slices for delicious hamburgers.
Let's show you something one of my men found at the back of the house. Killed Harris must have tripped over the garden hose and grabbed at the side of the house for support. Take a break. I'll check things here.
You're right. That wasn't made by a mountain lion. That mark was made by a human hand.
Well, I would agree with you except for one thing. You tell me what kind of human makes a footprint like that. Now you get the picture, Jeff? Harris was killed by some kind of thing that was nearly 7 feet tall. Had hands with claws on the fingers. And walked on feet like I've never seen before. You're an anthropologist, Johnny. I thought, well, just maybe.
I've seen a track like that before.
Where?
In a museum. A fossil track. Have your men made a plastic cast of the track? We might get a better answer from the paleontology department at the university. The department head, Dietz, he's a friend of mine.
Let's go, now. The casting should be ready.
Wake up. Wake up.
I decided to make breakfast for us.
Meat and potatoes and vegetables are important for health.
Well, you hit the shower. Paul!
When you two are married, it won't be fun to watch anymore.
I agree with Professor Salinas. Your casting here is that of the left hind foot of some form of reptile, some very, very large lizard.
I still can't believe that there are lizards that big in New Mexico, or anywhere else for that matter.
Sorry, Captain McCabe, you're wrong about that. There is a lizard we call Varnus comodensis. There's some photos of him over in the paleontology lab, who grows to be all of 10 feet long. And if there were one somehow on the loose, it wouldn't be what you're looking for. The Komodo dragon walks on 4 feet. This indicates a lizard that can walk upright. Some form of reptile closely related to the Tyrannosaurus rex.
I'm not a frickin' centerpiece, you know.
They're pretty good. But you should see Johnny work with the bow. Our scholarly anthropologist here was the conference archery champ in college. You can't expect me to believe that. How about a little demonstration for our captain?
All right. Come on, Johnny Longhbow. I'd like to see you live up to your name.
Johnny made everything himself. Even the arrowheads. Everything is authentic Indian. Okay, Johnny. Now let's really impress the lady from New York.
Hold this.
Money impresses me, baby. Money.
Paul!
I think he overdid it by coming out here today. Better get him home, Kathy.
Oh, no. You're not talking me out of it this time. I'm staying. You need looking after.
Members of our studio audience will receive 14 cases of Johnny's Lousy Stew, made from ingredients you'll always find marked down for quick sale at Kroger. Keep on trucking in a trendy Rex Underwood Jr. leisure suit. Whether getting down at the disco or representing the man in the courtroom, you'll tell the world that you're dynamite. And you like their hot wings, you'll love their hot wigs. Byron Sports Bar and Hair Emporium now features toupees that'll make you smolder. Choose from Burning Desire or Hearts Afire.
If you should need anything, I'll be right in the den, okay?
Okay.
You are now traveling back through time, through space. His magnificent body.
I'll never win this game. I'll never win this game, friend. I'm going to say same things he does. Same thing. Okay. 2 for you and 2 winning cards for the big winner of the night. Okay?
Stop that fighting. Give me that shirt.
He was still alive when we found him. The man was pretty far gone in shock. But he did manage to say something about a lizard. A big lizard.
You really believe that, don't you?
A big lizard that walked like a man.
Well, now there have been discoveries of supposedly extinct creatures dating back to the dinosaur age.
Maybe there is a dinosaur still alive.
Were those the reason for all that laughter when I drove up?
They're the pictures Kathy took at the NASA exhibit.
What happened in this shot?
I don't really know. It's probably a light leak or a lab error. It's on the original transparency, too. I was going to check with the lab in town later.
How is he, by the way?
Paul? He seemed a little better when Janet and Bud called for me before, but he still had a headache. I'm worried about him. Those headaches he's been having.
He's been having those headaches since... Didn't you tell me he hit his head in the ground that night? When he tried to shield you from that meteorite that exploded.
That's right. He got a cut on his head.
I'll tell you what. I'll pick up Paul on my way. Take him to a hospital. St. Joseph's will be the best. They'll do a cranial x-ray, check him out. He'll be back to normal and back to you in no time at all.
That's it. You can get dressed now. Well, I finished with your friend. It'll take about 20 minutes or so to process the plates. Dr. Sutton's expecting you. He left word you to wait in his office.
Thanks.
How do you feel?
I'm superb.
Good.
While you're waiting, I might as well do an errand near here. I'll be back in a little while. No sweat.
Are you still here?
Why, yes, I am.
Not you, them. I can't believe they're still here. This is famous sous chef, Toppie Smellie, who goes by the name of Sue.
I do not.
For reasons I don't understand. And how much longer do we have on the stew?
Let me check the oven.
All right, please do. Sue is checking to let us know how long it's going to take. Yeah.
1 hour, 45 minutes.
So we're not going to be able to eat it during the show.
I guess not.
And stay out. Hey, that's my shirt. Bring that back.
Then it's not just some kind of error in printing, Mr. Hamill.
Definitely not. I remember looking at the originals on that roll myself. What you see is what happened. I can't explain it, but it's not our fault or the fault of the film.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Never. I've been in this business for years.
I'm Dr. Sutton. Would you come this way, please? I've looked at your x-rays.
And?
We don't usually discuss them with patients, but this isn't a usual case, Mr. Carlson. This is the normal situation. And this is the one we took of you.
What does it mean? What's happened to me?
You've been hit by a small particle of matter of some kind. Not enough to cause any pain because of the high speed, but it is there.
Then something's inside my head?
Yes. It's not uncommon. There have been cases where servicemen have survived with small particles of shrapnel embedded in their brain.
This wasn't shrapnel, Doctor.
We are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day.
A meteorite, you said?
What happens now?
Now? Now we're going to keep you here for a few more days for observation. We're going to take more x-rays. If that area doesn't clear up, we're going to do something about it, surgically.
I made these photos several years ago when I was doing research for my doctorate. They just might have a connection to your killer lizard.
Oh, the brain has spelled it out.
Well, at this point, I'd settle for anything in the way of a lead. Well, let's see him.
This was the first scene in the deer hide painting I was shown. Not many people have seen it. He's being struck by a light that comes down from the sky.
What happened to him?
Whatever struck him from the sky changed him completely from human form. He became a demon lizard monster. Arrows had no effect on him.
Well, how'd they get rid of this demon lizard?
Why, cold germs can fly farther than Miss May can blow the feather.
They didn't, but it died anyway. It was consumed by fire.
I simply can't stand this frightful heat any longer.
But where the flames came from, nobody knows. That's a mystery. And it's still a mystery after 400 years. I know what you're thinking.
Two of these boys and girls will spend some part of their lives in a mental institution.
He said the camp was attacked by a lizard that walked like a man.
Well, we've got the place to ourselves. I had them close up early on my authority, and I hope this proves something.
Well, as a matter of fact, that can wait.
It should be somewhere. Just about here.
What was that?
I don't really know. My guess is that there's some unusual element in this fragment that synchronizes with that larger mass over there.
I see a cheap fortune teller with delusions of grandeur.
And it produces some kind of
energy reaction.
I've known you for a long time. You gotta be kidding.
I wish I was kidding, Mac. I'm not. Now, there is an answer. I think I know what it is. And it makes me sick to think about it.
A badly upset stomach.
If what you say is true, how much time do I have?
It'll be sundown in half an hour. The moon will be up an hour or so after that.
We're not sure what may happen to Paul after the moonrise. In fact, moving him here was his idea.
But surely...
Kathy, this is the hospital. We can't afford to take any chances. The moon has a strong effect on the Earth. Look what it can do to the tides. In Paul's case, it may trigger a whole set of changes. A temporary mutation.
I wanted a church wedding.
The moon is up now. I hope you're right.
I don't. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, we'll know in a few minutes.
Something's happening. Then it's true. It was me. I killed all those people.
It wasn't your fault, son. They won't convict you. They won't even blame you once the people know the facts.
We'll soon have you back to normal, Paul. Do I need these now? No. Dr. Sutton's been in touch with NASA about your case. They're sending one of their top lunar scientists and one of the finest brain surgeons in the country. See that particle of meteor in the front part of your brain? It's causing the problem.
I don't see why you let that girl eat up so much of your time.
Guests of the Rex and Spanky Show fly TWA. We only book dumb guests.
I must admit I was pretty startled last night when I got the call.
So was I. I've never come up against a case anything like it. And I've had a few unusual ones, I must say.
Jim Anderson has a bad ear.
We've been worried at NASA all through the Apollo program about the possibility that something could cause a mutated life form. Nothing ever happened.
Until now.
Oh, Paul, this is Dr. Rizzo.
How are you, Paul? I'm going to be operating on you in just a little while.
The sick room looks like this. Pleasant and attractive.
What happens now?
I'll handle the brain area.
We're going to make another set of X-rays just to check on the particle. The new set will give us an exact pinpointing of the spot in the left frontal lobe where it is.
I thought you should see these right away, Doctor.
I think we should look at these inside. You'll notice considerable change, Doctor. There's been a definite growth.
From the look of it, I'd say the particle in that young man's brain has disintegrated, and energy factors are spreading through his entire system. No question about it.
Sue and the girls are talking about it, too. So there's something that can be done?
We're dealing with a brand new unstable element here, one we've never seen before. I can't give you the timing exactly, but more or less what's going to happen is that the very presence of the moon itself, a moon rock of gigantic size, if you will have a recurring effect on your friend's mutation every night, just as the energy emitted by that particle in his brain was triggered by the small moon rock at our exhibit here. Eventually, the diffusion throughout his body will be complete. And at that point, the situation will be atomically unstable.
A form of explosion.
Exactly. And when it happens, your young friend will be consumed by it.
His spirit lives in me. I've got to talk to you now. Let's go.
The demon in the tribal painting. Self-consumed. One Indian mystery solved.
Oh, Paul, why couldn't there be time for us?
There isn't. And that's why I'm going away. Now, if I'm gonna die, I want to die looking like a man.
And it's such a pleasure.
Not like a monster.
Paul, don't.
Beast.
I need a few minutes. I've got to get away from here.
Get away where?
Paul will try to fly TWA to any one of hundreds of exciting destinations, including the Stirred Not Shaken Lounge in Reno, Nevada, home of middle-aged strippers who have carpal tunnel in their hips. Exciting Nashville, Tennessee. You'll love this year's music festival. It's one guy playing Old Town Road for 5 days straight. Scenic Grout, New Mexico. It's close to Roswell, but without the exciting UFOs and aliens. Or thrilling Discotheque, Connecticut. You've heard of Studio 54? Visit the Rustic Studio 3. Every Friday night is bug stomping night.
Will I see you again?
I don't know. I want you to go back to Dr. Sutton's office. And if anybody asks where I am, I want you to tell them I'm on the roof. That'll keep him busy enough for a few minutes.
Now, leave me alone, will you?
Why did this have to happen to you?
Does that kid think he can get away?
He's not trying to get away. You don't understand. You just don't.
A search has begun to locate a young
Yes, sir.
male patient.
What can I do for you?
From a serious headache.
I'd like
Who
a
escaped a short
12-gauge
time ago
shotgun
from a special
and some shells.
observation room at
Well, we
St.
have some very nice models just came in.
Here's a description of the man being sought, whose name is Paul G. Carlson. He's 24 years old, Caucasian, about 6 feet tall, weighing 160. Brown hair,
Here's a nice one.
blue eyes, regular features. Carlson was last seen in the vicinity of St. Joseph Hospital.
Have I got a great surprise for you? You have sent so many emails. How many emails? 3, I think. Or do you have arthritis? 3 emails demanding to see more Boozy Geezer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show the immortal Boozy Geezer. Come on out here and join everyone. People are just thrilled to see you on our show. Every time you appear, you bring joy and happiness to everyone. Say something to the fine viewers out there who would demand more Boozy Geezer.
What the hell are you guys doing in my basement?
Boozy Geezer, everyone. Boozy Geezer.
Only we had some kind of lead on him. Anything.
Yeah, I'd like to come up here at night. It's one of my favorite places on earth. It's always so peaceful, so quiet.
I can't stand this waiting around. I think it would be better if I went back to the reservation, don't you?
I guess so.
Did you hear anything?
I thought it did. Don't like hearing noises, especially when ain't supposed to be any. Yeah, sort of spooky like.
They found the motorcycle.
Where?
Up in State Road 44. He took a spill. The bike is a wreck. But he'd probably walk away all right. They couldn't find him anywhere around the area.
That road leads up to Sandia Crest. Of course, that's gotta be it. Over the years, I got to know Paul pretty well.
Eat your heart out.
The one place where he felt free was Sandia Crest.
I know what you intend to do, but you mustn't. Please, you can't.
Kathy, I don't know how you found me, but you've got to leave now.
No, Paul. I want to be with you.
Paul! Paul, help me! Paul! Paul, please! Help me, Paul, please help me. Paul. Please, Paul, my foot is caught. Help me. Paul, help me.
Please. Please.
You know I can reach her? I've called 3 times and she hasn't been home.
What happened? Where's...
He got away. 2 more men dead.
Oh, God.
It's too late, though. Not now. It's got to be stopped before there's any more killing.
Are you going to try and stop it with a bow and arrow?
Not with just any arrow, Mac. I'm going to use this.
That looks like a piece of meteor Paul had.
It is. I've fashioned an arrowhead out of it.
What are you going to do? Johnny, tell me!
We're fighting something we barely understand, Kathy. The changes that are...
It's a matter of moral justice.
Dr. Lawrence, Paul and I heard you in the hospital. You said Paul would become atomically unstable, that he would...
It was always inevitable. This way it may happen a little sooner, that's all.
Johnny, you can't do it. He's your friend, Paul.
Paul is not Paul anymore.
No!
That poor kid. He's had a rough time.
I guess we're done here. We'll see you next time. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Not appearing on tonight's show, Edith Bessie, Billie Eilish, Brian Fantana, Dee Benaderet, Justin Long, Sandra Gould, Chico Marx, and Fanny Flagg. This is Bolt Upright speaking.
This is famous sous chef, Toppie Smellie. I'm sorry, that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh every time. I'm sorry. Toppie Sue. Nice. Toppie Ballet. I'm sorry, one more time. I'm sorry. We'll get through this, I promise. You back out. That was so stupid. That might be fine.